Hi, my name is Heather Leon, and this is my professional e-portfolio to finish up my master's program through Fort Hays. I'm excited to be doing this part of the program. I think I've learned a great deal in the program, and I think that this portfolio does a great job of showing off some of the things I've managed to learn as I've gone through this system. This is my candidate information. I didn't spend a great deal of time with a lot of my personal information. I did find it kind of interesting as I'm looking at my professional goals, since I'm at the point where I'm finishing my career. I'm at the downhill slope, if you will. There were a lot of things that I know other teachers in the program were looking to do as they expanded their field of expertise, and instead I'm looking to kind of like use what I've got and just use it a little more deeply. So a couple of the things I've got came actually out of classes here at Fort Hays. Both the Google certification goal and the coding skills goal came from classes that I was taking, and I wasn't able to do something that I wanted to do, and I saw those as opportunities that if I am not working on my master's anymore, after I finish my master's, I can go look at those and gain additional skills to help me do something else. The shared technology innovation, I have an opportunity here at my school to be that person that people come to for information, and I'm excited about that. Just this week I had the chance to share a Google form that I use as a bathroom pass with another teacher, and she's now going to be using that as well. And also I had the chance to present at the AP annual conference last year for AP US Government, but I found myself really being pulled to that integration of technology. AP in particular, we don't tend to do that. The students are already advanced, and so we're not looking for some of those unique things, and I thought that I've seen so much of a difference with my students by using that technology, and I'd like to share that. So definitely some professional goals there. I have the 2, 5, and 10-year mark, but again, really the only thing I'm looking at with some of those has to do with where I see myself later on. Maybe either working with the University of Redlands close by as an adjunct professor. I know that with my kids going through their program that a lot of the input hasn't been on the use of technology other than more death by PowerPoint, and so I kind of think there's a market there, an opportunity there that we're not really taking advantage of, and we might be able to use it to be a little bit more advanced on what we're doing. And then obviously as I look at my district technology support, so that's more of what I'm looking for. I did include my technology philosophy, but it was interesting as I started looking through it. I struggled with this one, mostly because I hadn't really put my finger on what I believed, and so this opportunity to look through the philosophy of teaching and see where I've changed what I'm doing. In particular, I think the thing that the instructional technology program has given me is a way to go outside the box, which has always been my teaching style anyway, to do things a little differently, to solve problems a little differently, and technology has opened a lot of doors for me and for my students, and so I'm really excited about that. I also have my resume here, and again, it was kind of fun as I started creating it. I did tone it down. This is supposed to be a bright blue and a bright yellow to go with my Yucaipa High colors, and the discussion point of what you're going to do with it, I did tone it down, but there again, my focus has always been on working with my students. I'm not looking to become a technology expert. I'm not looking to do more than what I'm already doing, I think, which is working with my students and helping them really grow in their ability level. And so all of the areas that I'm looking at, all of my contact points, all of my experience points are all focused on me being a teacher and then being a teacher for other teachers. That's really been my main piece. The professional development plan was kind of interesting. I took it as more of a challenge, I guess, as a goal. What could I do if I was allowed to? Our professional development plan is weak. Our school is very driven with EL, and then obviously the state standards and the goals and all of that, and I don't think, besides having the technology, I don't think the use of technology has become part of their professional development plan. Obviously one of the weaknesses throughout the courses has been the fact that teachers don't get a lot of information on how to use technology for something other than just taking roll or doing email, and so I think that's been a weakness, and I was able to use our current plan with our district professional development days and add to them. I'm excited. My professional training videos did what they were supposed to do. I did have some technology challenges. I used a phone, which was what we were supposed to do, but the challenge of that is my phone wasn't very good for this. My husband has been willing to expand my technology access, but one of the things we're finding is that as I've become more of a user and integrator of technology, both in my daily life and in my educational life, that I need more advanced tools, I need more data, I need a lot more pieces of the puzzle. So for right now, I'm still using what I have, but it was kind of fun to find 3 different things. So this one was the teacher one, and personally I think it's kind of boring because I'm just talking to a bunch of teachers, but the cool thing is that I got a chance to share with them the why. And I think that's the piece we forget when talking to teachers. We need to solve their problems in order to help them become their best and more willing to use technology. This one is actually an iCivics game, but it's kind of nice to be able to explain to students how to do the game and then how to submit it for credit. One of the things I'm finding is that my students don't understand how to manipulate between different formats. So for example, it produces a certificate at the end that the students need to print as a PDF, which then gets saved to their personal Chromebook that you see in there, and then it needs to get turned into me on Google Classroom. Well, that's like a 3 or 4 step process, and a lot of my students didn't know how to do that. So I'm enjoying helping them see those things. The last one had to do with citing sources and Creative Commons, and I really embraced that. My students are already competing in a nationwide video contest, and it was kind of nice to be able to talk to them about ownership. I also have my presentations here, and I went outside the box. I did present my Google presentation, which is just a PowerPoint. But then I also explored my Prezi. This one's a little older, but it's a multimedia, so I'd already started importing movies into my Prezi even when I created this. This one is one of the ones I'm most proud of, even though it's simply a Screencastify / Movie Maker production. It took the place of myself when I wasn't able to attend back to school night, and my substitute came to the class that night, showed the presentation, and at the end of the year I actually had parents who thought that they had met me because the video had done such a good job. And then I got introduced to eMaze and really loved it. I think it's Prezi's next step, a lot more interesting, a lot more engaging, and that was fun. I do have my article summaries here. I did the issue with the technology support, which was fun. I did flipped learning, which I'm already a fan of. And then for me, the assistive technology one was, I think, the article I had the most fun working with this time, more because it took a look at how we're already using digital tools and digital resources. And everyone who uses spell check is using a digital resource, and everyone who's using a speech-to-text tool on their phone is using a digital resource. And we don't think about those, and yet they have so many opportunities for our students as well. My extra resources, I had fun again with the YouTube videos, just the different opportunities to see who's out there, what are they saying, what can I use for myself and what can I share with other teachers? Some online articles that I found talking about professional development and digital citizenship. And then it was very interesting looking at the online development plans that other schools had come up with. Everything that was old but still did a great job of talking about cross-curricular to the Santa Clara Unified one, which really did a great job with all of their technological support systems using the stuff we'd already talked about with Fort Hays. I almost wonder if someone who created it went through your Masters of Instructional Technology program. The last one is one I came up with, and this is just a list of student video production tools. I actually shared this not only with my own students to be able to help them find a tool that worked best for them, but then I shared it with other teachers, and they were sharing it with their students. So we're already seeing that system moving forward and with the leadership process. The reflections are here. Again, I'm excited about those. I do have my own transference reflection. I have still got to take off the last little bit to put this video on, but one of the things I'm just super excited about is the growth. 5 years ago was the teacher that was not allowing phones in my class. There was no phones allowed. And I think for me the biggest switch was we started using phones to learn, research. The kids could look things up, and I think that's where my flip happened, and then I've simply gone after that with gusto, because to this day, especially teaching government and economics, these are current. The textbook is 20 years old. There is no point to spending that much time in the textbook when the students have the phone in front of them and can use it. So that's my portfolio. I'm super excited. I hope you have a chance to look through it and enjoy it.